All right. I can probably keep it pretty short, and then we'll have to see what happens because
Yeah.
due date's officially on
In like
Monday.
T minus 8 hours. No, okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. But
Yeah.
still have to see about a break or like what we'll do. But I'll
Yeah,
figure
sure.
it out. I like the first transmission post. It's just like my face drained.
You're under a blanket. You're like, okay, guys,
Can't open my eyes.
I have 5 minutes of myself.
Okay, report from the field. It's bad as I expected.
Shh, he's sleeping.
The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 2-year-old and another any day now.
Impending. And I'm Jeff. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. They're already here. So.
Yeah. Oh, Baby Watch 2017. That's just
You need that 24, the TV show 24 with the ding, ding, ding.
that'd be great because then I'd know when to expect it.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
just like, oh, like this. It's like this like tsunami of pain, and you see it, and you just want it to hit because
Yeah.
this like anticipation beforehand is just it's awful. And this is the guy that doesn't even have to carry the baby talking,
Yeah.
right? Like, not to mention my poor wife who has to carry this thing, especially at this point when it's so heavy and it's summer and like, and I'm feeling as far as like just please, baby.
Yeah,
But
I can totally see that. Like it's like waiting like for a new game and you just don't know the launch date. You know it's soon. You're like,
it is nothing to do like that. That is a lie, sir.
co-op,
But the
co-op game.
yeah, so the due date is officially on Monday. Well, to help with this audio, it is 1, 2, 3, like 4 days away.
Yep.
The official due date is 4 days away. Like that's the place where we're at. And this
That
is
is
after we really felt it was going to be early. Just every inkling, every feeling about it was like, yeah, this thing's coming early. So we'll
completely
see.
wrong.
So wrong. So
Yeah.
and the thing I'm telling you, the thing that kills me is that you can be like up to 2 weeks past the due date, and I can't the thought of going this anguish that exists, like this waiting anticipation, like for 2 more weeks,
Right.
it'd just be unbearable. And again, that's coming from the man who doesn't have to carry the physical child in his stomach,
Right.
right? So
Are you looking up anything you can do to kind of like move things along? I know there's like hot air balloons, spicy
hot air
food.
balloons.
Yeah,
How would
spicy
that?
food, hot
That doesn't.
tubs.
That's not
Well,
risky at
not hot
all.
tubs. Yeah,
Yeah, not hot. Okay, hot tubs, no.
warm tubs.
Warm tubs, okay. Yeah, I looked at some of them. You see most of them, like, well, as is the case with the internet, the most first two links will support it, next two link will debunk it.
Yeah.
Both of them have scientists talking about it, so it's kind of hard to understand any of it. Uh, yeah, no, it is just, it's just waiting. When your second came, like, what was it on time? Was it like close? What was it? What did you go through when your second was on the way?
Ours would, well, we had a bunch of monitoring of him, and then we were actually induced. So we had a cesarean appointment. So it was more of a hey, I know the date and time. I just need
Right.
to
Okay.
show up an hour before, kind of like an airport, and like check the bags,
Yeah, passports. Yeah,
say goodbye,
security.
and then yeah, she goes in and gets the zipper. So no, it was pretty easy like that way, but it was working up to it. We didn't know, and then they just said that it was we need a book. It's not probably not recommended to go the other way. So we booked it like a hotel and
Got
made
some
a date
travel.
and time. Yeah.
Used my travel points. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Check in time, check out time. All right, gotta go. No, so yeah, I could I don't know, you're coming from a place where I was for my first. So that's a long time ago for me to remember that, but I was pacing. I
It's
remember
just
that
yeah,
much.
no, it's awful. It's just like it's all consuming to sit here and wait for it. You're excited, like I really want to meet him.
Yeah.
I really wanted my wife to have some relief and not have to carry this poor thing around
Yeah.
anymore. And you got everything set up, and it's just like, and it's gonna hurt, and you just know it's gonna hurt in the most wonderful way, but it's gonna
Yeah,
be
of course.
painful.
Life hurts. So
But you just want you don't. It's not like in many ways, it's not like the needle itself. It's like the needle, like as it's like approaching, like
oh,
that's the torture.
yeah.
So, yeah,
No.
I'm just, I want it to get going. I'm excited to meet him.
That's good. That's
I'm
good.
curious. I'm curious if he has a full head of hair like my first kid.
Yeah. That was a
He can't,
full head of hair.
oh, yes, like such a quaff. It was unbelievable. I just wanted like 2 for 2 on such things. He'll have more than I have right now.
Yeah. Is it just like transplants out your kid?
Yeah, see if I can borrow some. It'd be
Yeah.
great. But no, so we've had a couple weeks there, missed, and most notably because you had a vacation with the family,
Yeah.
which from a kid perspective, I'd be interested in. From a game perspective, was it just that was all on hold?
Well, no, gaming, we went with another family, so they brought their 2 boys. So we had 4 boys in a condo that we rented. So that was a little much, all the same age. But he did bring his
That was a little much, he said.
so much. He did bring his he had an NES Classic, so he brought that. We played some Bubble Bobble. It was good times there. Kids had never seen that before, so they were like staring at the screen like, what is this game? Why are you blinking? Because you know how it would glitch when you like jump and stuff. It was so
Oh yeah.
old school. So there was some gaming involved, but I wouldn't call this a vacation. It was more of
You
a,
went somewhere.
yeah, I went somewhere. I was working away from home kind of thing, parenting away from home. So we all had fun. There was no like um, big chaos moments or something. There is just the regular stuff. We had to find out what to do every day, and sometimes we just walked around, and they were cool with that. We had good weather. We had some places to go to. It was actually in Blue Mountain, Collingwood here, so there is a whole village of events and stuff that they can do, like scavenger hunts, and they had stuff for the kids pretty much every day. So they got their entertainment, and then we, did our entertainment with some brewery tours and getting out there. So
Like
it all ended up great.
with the kids, or like
No, well, my buddy took his kids, but I did not. So
trying to remember. I remember when with the first one we went to Niagara and we ended up going to a couple of wineries.
yeah.
The looks we got walking into a winery while pregnant was just like,
You're like,
priceless. It's like, you okay? You allowed to be here?
This is not. Yeah. So no, it ended up pretty well. When we got home, I think the stamp of that was like a good family vacation was my oldest son, who's 7, was just one night bawling in his room, like the patchy red face, like crying for no reason. We run in and just ask him what's happening, and he just wanted to go back to the cottage with his friends and us and everything. So
No.
for that to happen, I'm like, yes, the cheapest vacation turned out. Like,
I hope you delayed that reaction. I want to go back. Yes. just like right in front.
we did it.
Right in front of his face. No consoling or anything. Just
nothing. Like, all right. High five and walk out the room. So no, it was good. It was a good. It was a lot. I will say it was a lot. We still had to cook our own meals every night and coordinate all that and deal with random kid stuff. But we made it fun. It was relatively easy when they're older. I think when we did the same thing last year, it was a little bit tougher. With my youngest being, he was still kind of training over the night. So he had the diapers and his own little mattress and stuff like that. So this was a walk in the park. So it was good. It was a good time.
Sounds like that. Like it gets easier.
Yeah. They could totally go and do their own thing. So much easier. So only
nice.
5 more years for you. But
just a number. Only 4 or 5 more years, buddy. Stick it out.
Oh, good.
I don't know if you find the same thing in those type of circumstances though. Like I've noticed with we have extra adults, or if it's a family gathering, and even if other people bring kids, it's like 2-on-2 seems to be incredibly difficult. Like there's at some point if the other person has to do something,
Yeah.
you're 100% on. But if it's 4-on-4, or it's 6-on-6 even, or like whatever, like it starts to like balance out more in the sense that like you can be less focused and a bit more relaxed. And
Yeah,
then like yeah,
I can
go.
get that. I can totally get that. I think kids realize that they kind of have to be on their best behavior when there's a guest too. So I think when you get like that extra adult that's not not your mom or dad, they are like, I don't know you well enough to manipulate you. So I think the week is the perfect time until they try to figure that person out. Then they know how to run the room. So
And then I have to put on a mustache so that fools them.
yeah.
It's just like, no, but the kids kind of like, so the kids entertain the kids and they're all kind of playing, and then you have 1 or 2 adults that are kind of that could then at that kind of stage watch the 4 of them,
Yeah.
and the other ones can kind of just relax a bit, and then yeah, and just that way too. Like the tasks are broken up, so like 2 people can kind of cook for 4 or 6, and then like 2 people can do dishes for 4 or 6, and like
Yeah.
so I think it certainly speaks to the community thing where we really
Yeah.
have it all wrong.
Yeah. It's like a old like the village concept where everyone kind of like gathered around the new baby and helped out the that way.
Yeah.
One would cook, one would clean, one would look after the kid.
I'll say this. So we've had my wife's parents are up visiting from South America, Colombia specifically, and it's been just unbelievable. It's been so wonderful to have them here, and for many reasons. Like, firstly, it's just the help, of course. Like, it's incredible. They wake up with them. They take them to daycare. They help with
Nice.
cooking and clean. Like, it's just everything. They've been so wonderful. Yeah, just the family aspect of it too. Like, I
Yeah.
find really calming and reassuring. Like when you have a house and it's more full with family members. Like I find that something that actually provides like a lot of happiness for me than just like the numbers are much better. Like that's 4-on-1 right now.
Yeah.
So like
In-laws are
it's
not in the room with you now, are they?
no,
Like,
yeah, that's why I'm speaking so glowingly. Is that okay? Is that good enough?
yeah.
No, no, no. It's been
That's good.
no, it's been an absolute treat. I'm so grateful that they're here, especially like once the second one hit, this new one hits.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that,
you'll
this
be
is just
thanking
gonna
them.
be,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna be like immeasurable.
Here, you take this one and I'll take this one.
I'm telling you, I think we got it all wrong. The way like people structure their lives now. Like, I just don't think you're supposed to have kids by yourself. Like, it's just like it's totally doable. People are doing fine. It's absolutely doable. But it's just
Yeah.
it's like, you could. Oh, I'm trying to think of like the problem. You can
Well,
swim across. You could swim across the canal. You
yeah.
absolutely can. But you could also take a boat, and
Right.
the boat's a lot easier, and there's more people on it helping.
Yeah.
And just like the way we've structured it, where it's just you punt off by yourselves and then just deal with it as individuals without any kind of like external, without community, without specifically family. Like I just these type of experiences really make me question sometimes how some
Well,
of the structure
we'll
goes.
check in with you like retirement age just to see if you're gonna come back and help your kids out with their
Man, I bet.
kids.
Yeah,
You'd be like, no, I'm done
Internet
with this.
gaming 2060. Like, screw those kids. Hate those grandkids.
You know what?
Jerks.
I'm done with this. I had my share. Good luck. Came up with some good
Oh,
story.
the energy that they've had, that grandparents find for grandkids too, is really kind of amazing.
They must dig deep for that stuff too. I've seen, I've
I'd be
witnessed
tired.
that.
Like,
It's just I pass out on the couch every every afternoon. I couldn't imagine them.
oh, so the yeah, from a gaming side, you had mentioned before the show that you bit the bullet and also got into No Man's Sky. So
Yeah.
every new dad has now at some point played No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I think it was just your words of encouragement. They just got to me after
Mhm.
12 months. And I had to pick it up. But no, I found out, well, I saw that Atlas update, which apparently just changed the game entirely. And it looked really interesting. So went on Kijiji, found a copy for like $15, picked it up on
$15.
my way back from
Damn.
vacation. Popped it in there, waited for the patch to download and install, and yeah, that's an experience. I don't know. Let me share my starting planet because I knew nothing about the game. I didn't know the controls, but
Okay.
I start out on probably like the worst planet that the game could introduce you to. It's got acid rain, so I get out of my ship. I got acid rain. My health's starting to be eaten away. It's warning me that my health is, depleting.
Yeah.
Um, it gets cold at night, so when the sun drops, the
Perfect.
temperature thing activates, and my suit can't take it for very long. So I'm running around this planet trying to find caves and minerals to start up my boosters to get off this rock. There's no way I'm staying on this planet, but every mineral that I've like tried to come across, I'm like, well, how do I use my mining laser? I guess you get the mining gun or whatever. I used all the power up because I just thought it was like something that regenerated over time. So I'm smashing rocks like a caveman in this cave, hiding from the acidic rain. So it was an experience. I will tell you what. Um,
Wow, that's amazing. Were
yeah,
you playing just the normal mode or the survival mode? That sounds pretty
whatever
hard for like.
whatever the regular is. So I don't know if is survival
Yeah,
like
yeah,
permadeath or
that's
something, or I
so
don't know.
there's like normal when they introduced was normal, which is their what they call like their chill experience, and then
Okay,
there's survival, which is just it's just a bit harder, and then there's
probably
the more extreme
survival.
one, which is permadeath, where it's just like
Yeah,
die
you're
once
done.
you're done, like you're out.
I'm pretty sure it's
So
survival then. It did not feel chill. It felt like I was running around trying to rummage for whatever I could get. I'm like, why did I crash on this planet out of all ones? Aim for the
so
next one.
what's your take on it though? Are you fine? Like so obviously not a great start, but the
Well, actually,
does it kind of like does it kind of draw you in or
yeah, I think, it was frustrating at the start because I didn't know what to do and I was dying as I was trying to figure it out. But after that, I think that kind of grew the thick skin for me to take on the next planet. Because by the time I uh, got my ship off the planet and got to the next one, it was like this green haven with water and animals, and I could just stop and think. So I think it was like good to have that rush, like, oh God, I like crashed on this planet. I have to find my minerals and food and engine boost and everything to get off. And now I can look for a place to build my base and take on these quests that start popping up, which I think is one of the changes that it kind of guides you along, which I could totally get if you didn't have that. You kind of be way out in the open, not knowing exactly what to do. But I'm taking on those quests and then I'm kind of just not doing them for a while and chilling out and mining what I can and building up like what I can on my base, which is cool. So yeah, it's totally like a drop in, drop out game. I can see it as one of those things that if you just want to kind of relax and
Mhm.
let the universe take you, then um, it's a good
Take
game
you?
for that. And I've renamed my planets. They're mine now. So if anyone discovers them, they're named after my kids.
There you go. Nice.
And then I'll name the
With your
best
name
one
in
after
front of
me.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta find one that has like two moons, naming the
Yeah.
moons after your
Yeah.
kids.
Right there. But no, it's a good experience. I'm not sure what it was before the big update, but no, it's worked out quite well. So
Yeah, I think before it was a lot more free form and just like here is a universe, get at
yeah.
it. There's like one central story that really wasn't very um, coherent and like kind of vague and just like you kind of just puttered towards it one way or the other. But
Okay.
it wasn't much of a drive for it. But no, from everything I've seen, the best part I haven't been able to play it. Unfortunately,
What?
I know. Like
You're the you're
I
the
know.
soapbox guy for this here.
I was looking at it and it's just like man, like this looks so fantastic. That's like the one I too is like I wanted to do it as like a almost like a weird meditation because you remember when I was playing it like I got such amazing sleeps for
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
week that I was
Right.
like actually
Yeah.
because it just brought you down. It's like just like floating in space. Oh, but haven't had the chance to look at it yet. So
You're missing out. I'm in there, man. I'll
yeah,
find you
yeah. Well,
someday.
well, they introduced some multiplayer ish that
That's
type
right.
of
Yeah. Like,
So you at least see like floating orbs where
orbs.
like people are
Yeah.
supposed to be. No,
Yeah.
it's great. It's fantastic, man. I'm really happy that they persevered and they released it because I really did honestly see the potential of it. I liked it when it first released. It was what I was looking for. It was what I kind of expected. I had a great time, so I never
Mhm.
had any qualms with it. But to see the reaction to it and to see the potential where it could go, I was really hoping that
Yeah.
they kept at it. After that type of backlash, you could almost imagine they just said like, "Well, we're out. Like, let's enjoy this
Yeah.
game.
Well,
It's done."
they went dark for almost like 8 months and just, I thought that was the end of it. They were going to do some tweaks and then move on. But no,
Oh,
they,
because
credits due, man. They really worked their butts off and got a very extensive patch. If you
oh,
read through all the notes.
that's an entire. It's a just different game, and it just like builds upon so beautifully everything else they had done already.
Yeah.
Vehicles, bases, freighters, like it just really nailed it up. So that's good, man. I'm just really stoked that other people can like, get into it now.
Yeah. No, it
Every,
is a,
every new dad has played it now. It's
yeah, there you
perfect.
go. It's recommended from all new dads now.
It only took a year.
Yeah. Now you can get it. Yeah.
We'd have to show like the history of like the of a new dad's came on.
We need a, yeah, montage going on.
I just like watch that. I hate it now. Once I finally do play the update, I'll be like, oh god, they ruined it.
Oh, they changed it. It's so mainstream now.
Eat Street. Oh, the so, so we had I think it probably would have been right after we last spoke, so relatively while ago. But we had a weekend up at my parents' place. It's a cottage, so just completely disconnected. Grandparents wanted to see the little guy. We wanted to see them before we had the next one, of course. And so being disconnected and everything else, it's like it feels like this could be so one night. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some beers
Yeah.
and I'm going to bring the PlayStation. And since there's grandparents to wake up with a kid, I'm going to have a night. Like I'm going to play some games.
Okay.
In what could be the final game session I
Yeah.
have for months once the
Yeah.
new guy comes on. And so I beat Uncharted for a
Yay.
Yeah, it happened. Man, that's
There you go.
fantastic, man. Like what a satisfying end. Just like
It was a really good ending. I will give them that. Yeah.
I was just like through like as far as like yeah, just like leaving you feeling like rewarded, like at peace, like a great story.
Yeah.
The concluded thing is just like, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, perfect,
Yeah.
exactly what you wanted. It might be something like Uncharted. It might very well be the Madden for people who don't play sports games. Where I mean that like Madden is guaranteed
Mhm.
the experience that you're going to have, right? They're going to make some differences or some changes. Maybe you don't like a few of them, but ultimately, some people play games just for sports, and it's NHL or it's Madden. It's consistent, it's known, it's just guaranteed fantastic experience.
Right.
The way this is put together is so between like the cinematics, the gameplay is relatively simple, if challenging, and you can like lower it down. So highly polished and produced, and the way it like leads you through the story, like it just feels like it. Anytime if you just wanted, I only have so little time. I want to play a game where it's like guaranteed to be great.
Yeah.
This is your game. Like it's just like this is going to be fantastic. Like this experience is going to be amazing for you and look amazing and feel amazing and like end amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
I generally felt with that game that all the environments are just like works of art, right? So you kind of go into this new like masterpiece, and I remember stopping and looking around because it's like they rush you through it, and you're like, no, 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 I need to like, I need to look at this, like, well, and especially when you get into the later levels where there's like it's all like destroyed in ruins and stuff, and you're looking around, you're like, what actually happened here? You know, everything has a story, and you can kind of connect the pieces along. And I find that so neat that the whole environmental design is part of the story, but they don't like push it in your face. It's just like, if you want to stop and look, go ahead. If not, continue on. Like,
man, but just like, yeah, that struck me. Just like the sheer number of scenes, just even how they built it. Like, because the No Man's Skies has millions upon millions of planets, but it's procedural. So it's just math and it produces itself. This like human hands crafted
Yeah.
every single scene, and there's just so many, and they're every single. They did not skip a single one. Like there's never one part where it's like, well, this is they got kind of lazy here.
Yeah, yeah, right?
It's just right up to the very end. It's like every part is like, man, like how long did a level designer spend on this like room?
Yeah.
And you're gonna like just blast past it, like
Well, I know like the whole like you're in the car and being like dragged by the rope and you're just racing through this fully built city. I'm like this probably took months to build and you're just literally through it in like 30 seconds trying to find your way
yes,
to the next part.
I'm telling you, like that's you take some of these games back to like younger selves and just how trying to explain like where this would go. You know, like you're sitting there like adult trying to get through Mario World, and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like this is where this goes. Like
Yeah.
this is where this ends up.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you'd possibly get younger you to believe it. Like it's just
Yeah.
like no, that's,
Why are you watching a movie? No,
you're
this is
playing
you're
this.
playing this. Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be one of my
That's
favorite
good.
reactions with it. Just where it's you're watching the cutscene, everything's kind of moving, and all of a sudden like everything's kind of stopped. It's
Yeah.
because you realize, oh wait, I have control of the
I
character
have to
now.
play now. Yeah, I know.
It's so, like,
I always
it's so
wanted
stupid.
like a prompt, like move joystick forward to move Drake. Like you're like, oh, I'm playing. Sorry, I didn't know.
Like classic like 90s or 2000s where like the character will turn around and like wave at the screen, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
tell you to get moving.
yeah.
So the
Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a good game for me. I didn't get the
yeah,
expansion though, which just launched, so that's next on my list.
like it gives you like more story or like what's the
It follows Chloe. So the one girl you kind of she was more of a major part of the previous ones, and then the one girl, I think her name was Nadine or Nadia. I don't
yeah
know.
18.
Yeah. So they follow it follows those two, and it's a whole new story. It was just supposed to be like, I guess, an extra level, but they made it a standalone. Because it's a full, I think, 12 to 15 hours of new game with new area and new everything. So if you bought the season pass in the beginning, which I never do because it's just insane amount, you got this $50 game for 20 bucks. So
Oh,
I'll wait it
yeah, I
out for a
didn't
little bit, but it's
interesting. I didn't know. Yes, I just really thought it was a brand new game. Like I didn't know there was any like tie to the. Well, besides the characters, of course, but I didn't know there was any tie to the
yeah, I think it's
existing game.
less of a tie now because if it's standalone, you can just literally jump in there and not know Uncharted 4, but it was just meant to be like a kind of add-on, but I guess they got carried away.
No, I saw an interesting take online in a reviewing of it where they said that the is this like an end or is it like a better beginning in the sense that
Well,
as far as the Uncharted series, like just you know Nathan's done,
mhm.
but now like these two start like so you have
Yeah.
Nadine and the other girl as like the main protagonists.
I
So
think that's a hard sell for that, like just with Tomb Raider right there, but they can do it. If it's any studio that can do it, it's them.
yeah, it's a different vibe from Tomb Raider.
Just with the female protagonist, that's I think that's like probably the closest like Indiana Jones kind of Tomb Raider. It's like
Yeah,
the same feeling to each, but I don't know. I
hope they
haven't
kept
played
it.
it. Looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I just wonder if they'd wear out their welcome because like the four was such a great end. This
Yeah.
section would be kind of like for anybody who's really jonesing for something else. Here's one last shot. But if you did another full game,
I
like it feels like it might get a little bit too samey. Like
yeah, I
how
could
many like cliffs can you climb before it's
right
like
overstay its welcome kind of thing. I did want them
yeah,
to do an expansion on the pirate aspect, like what happened before. So I won't spoil any of the
no,
endings, but if it was the other side of that back in that time, like they introduced like these mechanics that you don't ever get to use except for the one fight, and you're like, that would have been a neat thing, but I
that
guess
would
it
have
wouldn't have
been
been Uncharted. So it would have been like Assassin's Creed Black Flag or something. So
no. I mean
pirate-esque.
that works so well for the Assassin's Creed. Like that
Yeah.
would end up just being Pirate Simulator.
Yeah. One of my favorite games. So
Never played it. So
oh, you need to. Love it.
yeah. I'll put that on the queue. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Get into 10 years. You're good.
But yeah. So that's there's a good way to sign off the gaming because just like well,
Yeah.
bye
That's it.
games. It was
Love
nice,
letter. Bye. See you later.
nice knowing you. Now it's no sleep and crying. It's gonna be fine. Nothing but bottles.
Yeah.
I still think about from. I just don't like. I don't know what it's going to be like. Like, it's like I don't think there's anything guaranteed. Because I was trying to think about. So with the first guy with with my first son, he and his sleeping was so awful. Like you had to hold him to like for him to sleep a lot. And generally, what I'd do is to let my wife sleep is I would just like rock him for like 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
Give her that because otherwise he's going to be up and crying, and then like the house is up. So like I just rock him for 2 or 3 hours, and at that time I had my phone, so it was
Get back into Hearthstone.
Around the World in 80 Days, Hearthstone. Yeah, anything I get on the mobile, and that was like the focus. So like I've even mentioned on the show where it's like, okay, well maybe I'll find some games on mobile that I can play should that case happen again.
Right.
We just don't know. Like I just don't like. Maybe he's going to be great and he sleeps through the night. Maybe it's going to be like he does not. He needs you in the room, but you're not allowed to hold him. Like, what is this baby going to be?
It's all up in the air, man. I don't know. They're always different. Well, my experience at least, it was just polar opposites. What was going on? First one was a great sleeper. Second one, not so much. So
yeah. So this one, our current one, didn't sleep, doesn't eat.
Right.
Super high energy. I don't know. Independent's not the right way to say it, but definitely seems like. What's that?
Just confident, like overly confident. He just goes off on his own and.
Yeah, well, I just mean like when I hang out with him sometimes, like in the park, or whatever else. It's not really so much like I'm leading him through the park. It's much more like I'm just tailing him as he has an adventure and just goes where he pleases.
Yeah, he's making up his own story.
Yeah, especially like in a place like a park, like that's great because I just can't. What it would have to happen is I'd have to like force him into like the fenced area with the rest of the park, a place that he's like he did some slides, he did some clients, he had a great time, but now he's like done with it, so he wants to stroll in this direction, and he just goes and he goes and he goes and he goes, and I just kind of follow along, and then we like chat back and forth as he finds things. I think I mentioned it before, but then we always end up in the dog park, and I'm always worried child services will find out like looks like I'm running him like a dog.
He's chasing after fenced-in area. You just let him run around.
Well, it's gravel. He's jumping on dogs, like he's chasing balls, and it's just like, I swear this is what he wanted. This is not my approach to parenting. I had him in this jungle gym. I promise you.
Yeah.
But we will see. But man, countdown. I don't know if we're gonna have another episode before the next one.
Seems kind of all up in the air, hinging on number 2 gonna drop. So
it's gonna have to be like a 15-minute check-in and just like
from your car or something. You're like,
yes,
that in the hospital.
I'm driving. I mean more like just like I have to go pick up diapers. Quick update from the road.
Do you know diaper prices rose in 2 years? I can't believe it.
That's great. Oh, but so it's until such time.
Yeah. Congrats beforehand. You have your hands full.
I tell you, if we have another one and we have another episode and it still hasn't come, it's gonna be a sad interview here.
Be exhausted.
We're so ready. Like ready in many levels to get this going. That's excited.
That's good.
Baby number 2, man. This will be fun.
You got it. In the bag.
We'll see. There was 2. So to listeners, apologies if we do skip a week or so. I'm gonna need to get everything settled down here in the house. If you do hear me next week, I might be cursing. New curse words on the show, but we will be continuing it going. We will catalog what happens when a man doubles his baby count, and the effect on his game time and his psyche.
Yeah, I was about to say his mental capacity when he steps into his new chapter.
Well, it's survivable. You're doing great. You're having
no.
You're surviving.
Yeah, I survived. I need a medal or a certificate of some sort.
That's good. So now you have 2 kids to take care of you when you retire. It's just like
yes, exactly. That's my plan all along. There you go.
Insurance.
Support me now.
So thank you everybody for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can go to our website at newdadgaming.com. We'd love to hear from you for show ideas, questions, or just reaching out. On that, you can also find us on Twitter and Facebook. You can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and many other podcasting services. We'd appreciate a subscription, a like, a comment, and most importantly, passing along to new dads who game. So until that time, my name is Trevor, and I have a 2-year-old, and any day now another one.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old.
So many.
That's it.
All right. See you next week.
See you.